Hello, my name is Jeff Vandermark, President of Industrial Propane Service and IPS Equipment, commonly referred to as IPS. Our main office is here in Byron, Michigan, and we have locations in Elizabethtown, Pennsylvania, and Lucasville, Ohio. We're a third-generation company that began in 1968. To learn more about IPS, visit www.yips.com. Today, I'd like to introduce you to our IPS propane cylinder evacuation system. Traditionally, when a propane cylinder needed to be repaired, we would either vent the product into the atmosphere or flare it like we're doing here in this picture. What we're doing right now is we have two 20-pound cylinders hooked up to our flare stack to simulate how it used to be done. These methods had their faults. Depressurizing into the atmosphere was very dangerous, and even flaring the product in a flare stand like we were doing definitely is dangerous as well. Second, there was product loss. Third was time. Depending on how much liquid was in the cylinder, the time it took to depressurize took a very long time because you needed to wait for the liquid to vaporize. Throughout the years, IPS has installed and designed many cylinder evacuation systems at other cylinder filling locations. These systems continue to work really well, however, they're typically very expensive because of the on-site labor costs. This system here is designed to evacuate 4 cylinders at a time. This system consists of a Blackmer LB081 compressor that includes a pressure switch, a quality steel 320-gallon modified tank. We refer to this as a Scavenger Tank. And this compact system is set up to do 4 cylinders at a time. We have it set up for 33-pounders and 20-pound cylinders. Each evacuation station has a line connected to the Scavenger Tank. We also have a second line that is connected to a vent stack to get rid of any residual vapor. We have a liquid and vapor line connected to our storage tank here, just as it would be at a customer's site. Typically, this would be hard piped into your piping system. The concept of this system is that we use the compressor to keep the Scavenger Tank at a very low pressure, typically 3 to 5 pounds. The compressor is pulling vapor from the Scavenger Tank and introducing it into the liquid space of our storage tank. The reason that we introduce it through the liquid opening is the compressed gas is very hot. By introducing it through the liquid opening, that keeps the pressure in our storage tank from getting too high. With the Scavenger Tank being at a very low pressure, propane liquid and vapor will flow easily through the manifold down into the Scavenger Tank. The key is to remove the liquid from the tanks as quickly as possible. A 33-pound cylinder has a liquid withdrawal even in the horizontal position. A 20-pound cylinder in tanks like that must be inverted to get the liquid out first. If we're not able to get the liquid out first, we must wait for the liquid to vaporize, and that's no quicker than just going through a typical vent stack. Another important issue if you're just trying to pull vapor from a cylinder without pulling the liquid first, on colder days it is possible to pull all the vapor out of the cylinder and still have residual liquid inside. This can be very dangerous. We have pressure gauges in this system to monitor the pressure in the Scavenger Tank and also monitor the pressure in the tanks we are removing product from. Once the cylinder has been evacuated and repaired, we can actually use this system to purge the cylinder and put it back into service. This system is not limited to 20-pound cylinders and 33-pound forklift cylinders. When equipped, we can actually depressurize 420-pound tanks, 100-pound cylinders, 1,000-gallon domestic tanks, and even a bobtail. Another feature of this system is that if we accumulate a lot of liquid in the Scavenger Tank, we can reverse the compressor, push vapor into the Scavenger Tank, which will force the liquid out of the bottom opening of the tank back into your storage tank. So let us demonstrate this system. At this point, we have 2 33-pound forklift cylinders, both full, and 2 20-pound cylinders, both full. Typically, cylinders that need to be repaired will only be partially full. Some will have bad valves, some will have bad gauges, a number of things. The time rate that it takes to evacuate the cylinder depends on how much gas is in it and what's wrong with the cylinder, so they vary. At this point, here is our pressure gauge for the Scavenger Tank, and we can see that it is below 50 pounds right now. And then we have the pressure gauges for each of the cylinders. To begin, the first thing we need to do is get the scavenger tank back down to 3 to 5 pounds pressure. We have the compressor running right now, which you can hear in the background, and we are pulling vapor pressure off the scavenger tank, putting it into the liquid space of our storage tank. Okay, now we have the scavenger tank right down about 3 to 5 pounds of pressure. We have our compressor valve open in the right direction, and we have all the required valves open except for the main valve to start evacuating cylinders. I like to do these at one at a time because they may check off or the valve might not be working. I want to hear that we're actually moving product. So I'm turning this on slowly. Well, I got to turn on my other valve here. And you can hear the product starting to flow into the tank. I can hear the products flowing out of that tank as well. One more here. Now you can see our pressure gauge has come back up to just below 50 pounds. We're going to start our compressor up. All right, it's been about 3 minutes here, and this 20-pound cylinder's already pretty much empty. The liquid's all out of it, and we're drawing down the vapor. The compressor is working on pulling vapor from the scavenger tank into this liquid opening of our storage tank, and product is flowing into the scavenger tank from the remaining tanks. Evacuating cylinders can be a little bit difficult because many cylinders do not have any gauges in them. Our forklift cylinder on the end does have a gauge. We can monitor things. Here's another cylinder that does not have a gauge. So it's difficult to tell. I like to grab onto the pipe. If you feel that it's cold and frosty, we know we're moving liquid through it. We have an issue going on with this 20-pound cylinder here. This one filled very slow when we were getting ready to test it. It is cold, but it is moving product very, very slowly. This tank took about 3 minutes to bring to zero pressure. I have my vent stack open here. This is not tied into the rest of the system now. I'm going to open up my vent stack and make sure that there's no product left in the tank. And now I'm going to just unhook it and change it out to bring another cylinder in. This cylinder here was completely full, and we had to empty of liquid and vapor in about 8 minutes. So it took anywhere from 3 minutes to 10 minutes to empty these cylinders, and they were all full. Not only is this system so much safer than venting or flaring, but it's also extremely fast, and the labor saved along with the product recovered makes your return on investment very quick. We can custom build a system to suit your needs. They can be very, very small, like this system here, and they can go very, very large, doing 24, 40 cylinders at a time. For more information on the IPS evacuation system and other services we offer, give us a call at 800-621-4137 or visit us at www.yips.com, industrialpropaneservice.com, and ipsequipment.com.